Even after witnessing all the fights you've been involved in, it's still hard not to be amazed by what you do inside the ring. The dedication, the punishment, and the mental toughness required at this level of boxing is honestly mind-blowing. Respect was shown early on, with acknowledgement that stepping into a fight like this is never easy, regardless of the outcome. When the fight was first announced, there were bold predictions that this bout could potentially end Jake Paul's boxing career. After what unfolded in the ring, that question feels far more real than ever. Anthony Joshua's power was on full display, and the damage inflicted raised serious concerns about Jake Paul's future in professional boxing. The fear of re-injury, time away from sparring, and loss of rhythm can permanently alter a fighter's trajectory, especially one still developing at the elite level. Reports quickly surfaced that Jake Paul had suffered a double broken jaw after a devastating sixth-round knockout loss to former heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua in Miami. The injury required surgery, including titanium plates and screws, underlining just how severe the punishment was. For a 28-year-old crossover fighter hoping to cement his legitimacy in boxing, the night turned into a brutal reality check. Despite the loss, Jake Paul claimed he was competitive early, believing he won 2 rounds before the fight shifted dramatically. He admitted that the physical size, power, and mental pressure of fighting a true heavyweight was unlike anything he had experienced before. Sparring with big fighters is one thing, but feeling that power with smaller gloves under fight conditions was something else entirely. During post-fight interviews, it was clear Paul was in visible pain. He described his jaw as swollen, comparing it to having a baseball lodged in his face. Doctors confirmed the use of titanium plates and multiple screws, adding to the seriousness of the injury. These are not minor setbacks, they are the kind of injuries that can change a fighter mentally as much as physically. Soon after, Jake Paul hinted at retirement, jokingly expressing frustration with getting hit in the face daily and suggesting he could pursue other athletic ventures instead. While some comments were clearly lighthearted, they reflected genuine exhaustion from the physical toll boxing has taken on him. Promoter Hearn addressed his earlier statement that this fight could end Jake Paul's career. After the bout, Hearn struck a more somber tone, explaining that broken jaws are extremely difficult injuries to recover from. Despite acknowledging the fight was always likely to be one-sided, Hearn gave Jake Paul credit for stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua. He emphasized that many critics are quick to judge, but few would have the courage to take on such a challenge. Paul absorbed heavy punishment and still finished the fight on his feet, earning a level of respect even in defeat. Joe Rogan also weighed in with a serious warning. He highlighted the long-term consequences of repeatedly absorbing damage from elite heavyweights, explaining that the price fighters pay often extends far beyond their careers. According to Rogan, the knockout blow alone carried the force of multiple punches, showing how quickly damage can accumulate in boxing. Rogan added that if Jake Paul wasn't a YouTuber, many fans would view his boxing skills far more favorably. Losing a close decision to Tommy Fury and knocking out opponents like Nate Robinson showed legitimate boxing ability, even if the matchmaking raised eyebrows. Controversy followed when claims surfaced that Paul was considering using performance-enhancing drugs to silence accusations. Critics called the idea reckless, while supporters saw it as frustration boiling over after years of scrutiny. With boxing's strict anti-doping rules, many cautioned against taking such statements seriously without official confirmation. UFC legend Anderson Silva defended Jake Paul publicly, urging fans to respect him for taking real risks rather than padding his record. Silva emphasized that facing a former heavyweight world champion removes any argument that Paul avoids elite competition. The severity of Jake Paul's injury also shut down conspiracy theories suggesting the fight was fixed. Hearn dismissed those claims outright, pointing out that sanctioned professional fights with legal betting markets cannot be scripted, and that no one fakes a double broken jaw requiring surgery. While some fans compared Paul's 6-round survival to Francis Ngannou's shorter fight against Joshua, many analysts clarified the difference. Ngannou came to win, engaging aggressively, while Paul focused more on survival and distance. These contrasting strategies naturally produced different outcomes. Ultimately, opinions remain divided. Some see Jake Paul's performance as proof of toughness and growth, while others believe the brutal knockout should signal the end of his boxing journey. What's undeniable is that this fight was real, dangerous, and costly, and it forced Jake Paul, and the boxing world, to confront a difficult question: should Jake Paul retire from boxing after this brutal knockout, or is there still more left in his career?